To burn down a police station called the old Hubballi police station in Karnataka. You see men running amok, burning public property, police vehicles, and pelting stones wantonly. The unrest in question began on April 16th, 2022, following the posting of a derogatory image on social media depicting a saffron flag atop a mosque. This was meant to be peaceful. This gathering, it was meant to call upon, to urge the police to act. But as you can see, it was anything but. Scores of policemen were injured in a night of chilling vigilante justice. But thankfully, because all the rioting was caught on camera, many were arrested under attempt to murder charges for rioting, for destroying public property and threatening the instrumentality of the state. But now, 2 years later, under Congress rule, these communally minded anarchists are being let off. Yes, wholesale. The Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka has concluded that these men are innocent. Yes, just like that. Orders have been issued. The Deputy Chief Minister has pronounced them innocent, even though the courts are still deciding the matter. In any case, does this look like the picture of innocence? Viewers, these visuals don't lie, and they capture diabolism, they capture religious zealotry, and they capture a murderous fury. What is absolutely shocking is that the decision to close the case or cases have been made despite the police, who are the victims, warning against taking such a step. Yes, viewers, the police are saying, for God's sakes, don't close these cases. But the government, in its wisdom, has gone ahead. In fact, the government's own note mentions, and I quote, the police department, Department of Prosecution, and Government Litigation and Law Department were consulted and their opinion obtained. They are of the opinion that the cases are not fit for withdrawal. Unquote. Not fit for withdrawal. This is the professional opinion. This is not a political opinion. Can you imagine? The victim here is the police, and it is telling the government that this is not a good idea to exonerate these rioters, to reward their crimes. But the Congress administration has brushed aside this sage and considered opinion, tested against evidence. Just imagine what this will do to police morale. Why should the police put itself in harm's way? It is entitled to think, to defend the state, uphold law and order, tackle criminals, when it senses that it is a thankless job, that it is dispensable. What, viewers, is the shortest road to anarchy? The answer is simple. It is when society no longer fears the rule of law. And that's what will happen if the state undermines the police. The BJP, which is the principal opposition, has accused the state of surrendering to political compulsion, of pandering to a vote bank at the risk of undermining even the rule of law and, of course, the safety of citizens. All these people will be out, viewers, now, and they can obviously take away from their let-off the fact that they can get away with murder. Literally, viewers, literally. Unfortunately, the hard facts show that this is not an isolated bid to appease the minority community. The Congress has been criticized for being a repeat offender, not just by me, viewers, not just by anyone in the opposition, but, viewers, in newspaper editorials, by political observers, neutral political observers. Let me take you through the hard facts, and this show always brings you the hard facts, viewers. I don't talk in the air. This is not a rhetorical show. The hard facts, viewers, are always presented to you so you can separate the wheat from the chaff, from fact, fiction. On 28th of August 2024, pressured by the political wing of a terror organization to order the removal of, quote, bow and arrow, unquote, streetlights in Gangavati, the state government revoked the order. and then went ahead and re-implemented it after the national outrage. On 22nd August 2024, a tacit alleged Congress SDPI alliance defeated the BJP to win the Bantwal town cooperation election, viewers. Yes, Congress had no compunctions about tying up with, at least tacitly, with this political arm of a banned terror organization. On 16th February 2024, the Karnataka budget allocated funds for fee reimbursement of minority students, rupees 100 crore for the development of Waqf properties. 5th February 2024, Congress official invitation to alleged anti-India activist Natasha Kaul, who had earlier called for free Kashmir. The list is long, a promise by Siddaramaiah to revoke Karnataka's hijab ban in educational institutions. 10th October 2023, the Chief Minister suggested to prepare action plan for rupees 1,000 crore for the development of minority colonies under the Chief Minister's Special Development Scheme. Special vote bank getting special privileges. Nowhere, of course, in the order of what has just transpired. Today, viewers, that CNN News 18 has reported. 15 December 2023, Karnataka Congress MLA Prasad Abaya proposes to rename Mysuru Airport after Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan, viewers, an incendiary, a bigot. The Congress has responded to the BJP and others accusing it of vote bank politics by recalling that the BJP too has made special concessions to Hindu sentiments. And the hard facts do testify to this. We can't cover this up. The BJP government issued 7 separate orders to drop prosecution in 385 criminal cases when it was in power, just before the Siddaramaiah government. 385 criminal cases, including 182 cases of hate speech, cow vigilantism and communal violence. 2,000 accused were benefited. Majority of communal incidents where the state governments withdrew from prosecution, benefiting over 1,000 accused, about half of the total accused against which cases were withdrawn, including BJP MP and MLA. Now, viewers, here's the difference. Yes, the BJP did it too. While the BJP may have in its time in office resorted to closing these cases, now pay attention, did it do so against the advice of state officials? The state governments around the country routinely drop charges in frivolous cases, or even cases where it appears that the police has been overzealous. That is done. But they ought not to when there is specific advice warning against taking any decision that may endanger society, which is exactly where the Congress is in contempt of procedure, which is why today it is being accused of arbitrariness and a thirst to appease a vote bank at the risk of betraying the law-abiding citizen and, most importantly, the custodian of the law and order, the police. The police says don't do it, but you have released, you have decided to discharge people accused of the attempted murder of policemen. It's bizarre, viewers. Let's open this up. Let's ask some basic questions. I want to start with the two political voices on this show. They also happen to be siblings. But I want to first begin with you, Tehseen Poonawalla. The police, and I have this note here, and it's not just the police as I read out categorically to you. It's the police department, the Department of Prosecution and Government Litigation and Law Department. All were consulted. This, I'm not saying this. Your government is saying this in Karnataka. And their opinion obtained. They are of the opinion that the cases are not fit for withdrawal. Yet the Karnataka government takes a political decision. What else to call it? But the abnegation of the sacrifice of people in uniform, the endangering of society at large, and worse, Tehseen Poonawalla, an arbitrariness that stems from a political motivation.
Okay, so since it's arbitrariness and political motivation, cases were dropped against Shri V. Somana, MP and Union Minister of the BJP, Shri MC Sudhakar, MP of the BJP, Shri CT Ravi, MLC of the BJP, Shri Sukumar Shetty, MLA of the BJP, Shri Sanjay Patil, MLA of the BJP, Shri Renuka, former Minister of the BJP, Shri KG Bopaya, former MLA of the BJP, Shri Anil Benake, former MLA of the BJP, Srimati Mangala Someshkar, BJP leaders. So now are they anti-national, anti-Karnataka, anti-what? These are BJP leaders against whom the cases have been dropped. The BJP IT cell only reads headlines, doesn't read the actual matter. That's the problem. That is the problem with them.
Tehseen Poonawalla, can you show me one line where the police or the prosecution department, the government litigation and law department said do not withdraw cases against any of these BJP people? Because I can show you the line from the cabinet note itself, from the order itself, which acknowledges that these three agencies, the police, which are the victims here, have said, please don't do this. That is why it's arbitrary, Tehseen Poonawalla.
That then it would hold true for these people as well.
No, but show me.
So now
show me that someone objected. Did anyone object from within government? The police, the investigative agencies, the courts? Show me.
So go to court. If they think it's arbitrary, then go to court. The courts, the judiciary is fiercely independent. But the point is, please allow me, please allow me.
छोड़ दिया. जैसे Sikh riots में हमने accused को छोड़ दिया.
Oh, you can continue to talk. I'll keep quiet. Or you have me as a guest.
I'm not finished your point. I thought you had finished.
I'm not. I'm at a disadvantage.
So big deal. Go to court. You said.
No, I'm not. I was speaking.
Okay.
No, I'm not finished. I'm saying. Let me allow me. Yeah. The courts, anyways, according to you, indicted the chief minister. But let me say another thing. So it's fiercely independent. But let me say another thing out here, which is very important. Why is this suddenly come up with the BJP IT cell? Why is suddenly the BJP attacking the Karnataka government? Why is the governor involved in this and all of this? Because they want to destabilize the Congress government.
Sorry, just a minute. Tehseen, I can't let you go on because this story originated in this channel. This was not a BJP IT whatever cell plant. Our reporter, Mr. Upadhyay, who's a bureau chief in Bengaluru, broke this story in the morning. The channel carried it. It was confirmed, bona fide. I even have the document. I can't show it. I can't show it. Because you know what happens, viewers, in that state? Journalists are the first that are charged. I want to bring in, one second, let me bring in Shahzad Poonawalla on this point. He says, so big deal, go to the courts, sort it out. What's the big deal? Shahzad Poonawalla.
This is what happens when you start putting vote bank ki niti above Rashtra niti and Rajya niti. Today, Tehseen Poonawalla, the cases he has quoted, he is absolutely right. Cases have been withdrawn from BJP leaders, but not one of those cases has been objected to by the state authorities, and not one of those cases are for attempt to murder, injuring policemen, rioting, or trying to create a communal tension. It is all the normal political cases which are levied on people for, say, Section 144 has been violated, etc., etc. So you take out the cases of some BJP leaders, which is Section 144 type, and then you give the clean sheet to MIM and SDPI and PFI leaders. Is this the Congress party stand? And first, Congress used to always say that MIM was the B team of BJP. Today, it has been proven convincingly that MIM is the B team of the Congress. Not only that, this is not the only time. You would remember that in the DJ Halli case, the Congress stood with Islamists and they put their own Dalit MLA Akhand Srinivasan Murthy under the bus. The Congress will do 175 cases against PFI activists. The Congress today in the Karnataka government, when SDPI tells it that, look, remove the lamppost, it even starts the procedure to remove the lamppost because it has the bow and arrow of Prabhu Shri Ram. When SDPI tells it that, look, you cannot give the principal an award on a teacher's day because he implemented the hijab rule, the Congress says, Ji Janab, I will do it. Congress party, when Neha Hiremat is murdered, daughter of a Congress leader, does not open a word or say a word about love jihad simply because the name of the accused is Fayaz. When Congress party government is running and there is a case of Hanuman Chalisa being played in a particular area by Mukesh shopkeeper, even though he has been beaten up, the Congress party puts the case on him, FIR on him. The Congress party is the one who gives a clean chit to a cooker blast accused and says that this was nothing, it was not a terrorist act, even though the NIA says it was. The Congress party in Rameshwaram blast case says that it is not a terror act and says it is only a case of cylinder exploding when the NIA said it is a terrorist act. So the Congress party now has come into competition with India Alliance parties, which you would remember Samajwadi party in 2012 gave clean chit to Muslim terrorists, saying that because they are Muslim they can't be terrorists, and the High Court had to step in and say today you are giving them clean chit, tomorrow will they give them Padma Shri. It is SIMI and PFI and other organizations like this that RJD and SP supported, even though the court put a ban on SIMI. The Congress party now has started even standing up for Afzal Guru. You'd remember that Rahul Gandhi went for the support of those people who had shouted Afzal Sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. And finally, Yaqub Memon was officially supported by Abu Azmi of Samajwadi Party and by Aslam Sheikh, who was a minister in the MVA government from the Congress's quota. So when convicted terrorists get the support of Congress party in the name of vote bank politics, this is just another step, and they have done it because they need the support in Wayanad. In Wayanad, they need SDPI and all the fanatical forces support, and therefore they are making this kind of move.
Wayanad, the reference to Wayanad, viewers, is perhaps is it
may I quote something?
the election of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra? One second. Viewers,
I would like
and
to-
Dr.
I would like to
Ranganathan,
make a
just
point.
pay attention. 1 second, I'll come back to you. Let's have everyone's first opinion. No problems. I'll come back to you. No problems. No, we're not running away.
No, I would like to make a point. I have interrupted. Shahzad was not interrupted even once. I would like to make a point for the sake of a free and fair debate.
Make your point.
Please allow me. Yes,
make it.
I'm quoting from CNN News 18, December 2nd, 2020. I think this case was also broken by your channel. Defying law minister's advice, 62 criminal cases against Karnataka BJP and MLAs withdrawn. This is by Stacey Pereira, CNN News 18, the channel I'm on right now. She broke the story. All right? The same department said against withdrawing it. Yadurappaji withdrew it. And there were serious cases against these people. Now tell me, why is it kosher, why is it right if BJP does it, why is it wrong if Congress does it? This is CNN News 18 that broke the story. Here, let me send you the link.
One second, let me open this up. Let's open this
Why
up.
is this not put out?
Just-
Why are we told on this channel,
Doctor-
no, the department said yes for it. The department had said no for it.
You talked
All
about,
departments-
1 second,
their
Tehseen
opinion is
Poonawala,
taken
you
before it comes
talked
up to
about,
the-
excuse me, you talked about cases
Sure.
against, 1 second, don't cloud the issues. I never clouded any issues. You
How?
talked about cases against
told
BJP
me that the
politicians.
department said no.
Please, I said it in a specific context. Don't take the context away, please. Let's not be mischievous here on
How
this
is the
debate.
context
No,
relevant?
please, that's not fair.
The
You can't pick out
department,
any
the
other
same
example which is
department
not being
said
talked about
against
and then
it.
bring it in. That's not fair. That's not fair. I've never
Because
stopped
you choose not to talk about it,
No,
my
Tehseen
friend.
Poonawala, I listed the fact that so many people had been freed. Come on.
No,
What are you saying?
I was told on this channel the department
1
said they
second.
will not
No,
be
you
free.
told me in
The
the
department
specific
agreed to that.
context of the
The
ministers
department
and the
did not agree to
MLAs.
that, your channel said.
Ministers and MLAs. You did not talk about other
Rahul,
criminals.
Rahul,
Please.
just-
Yes. Okay, Shahzad Poonawala, you
Rahul,
want to
just one line.
respond. I
Rahul,
want to
just
bring
one
in
line.
Dr. Ranganathan
Just
right
one
after.
line.
Yes.
Tehseen has full right. He has quoted a news report. I just want to ask Tehseen one follow-up question. That question you have said that Yadurappaji withdrew the cases of XYZ BJP leaders, which your opinion was serious. Can you tell me how many of those cases have been pursued by the current government against those BJP leaders? Give me the number. Which means they also know that those were not serious cases, or else they would have pursued. They are not friends with BJP.
Viewers,
One second,
But
one second.
this case, it is clear. It is a serious case, and you are
One
defending
second,
it
one
with
second,
illogical
just hold
statements.
on. No, I heard him. You will now allow me to speak. I heard him, you will allow me to speak. I will not allow this, that a statement is made and then you go away to somebody else so that it looks to the audience.
I haven't
that
gone
don't
to
know the
anybody
answer
else.
to it.
Make your statement.
I'm
Have I
also
gone
an-
anywhere?
Okay, so the case involving the Mysuru MP, Mr. Pratap Simha, was about breaking down barricades and injuring an additional superintendent of police who tried to stop him. All right? This was a serious case. You said injuring police. The same
Oh my
BJP
gosh.
MP injured a
Viewers,
police.
this
Police
is
said
a
do not
communal
have-
riot.
How many
The law
cases
department
This is a
Congress
communal riot. This
pursued?
is
No,
viewers
Rajit
Chori
brought
Chora.
it. This was rioting.
Revisited 70, 80, 90 years later. This is Chori Chora happening, viewers. The lynching, the almost lynching on religious grounds. These are very different issues. In a protest, you have, unfortunately, people who lose their cool. They clash into the barriers because the police gets a bit testy. They're shoving and pushing. This is the same lot, viewers, that defended the farmers who ran amok in Delhi, by the way, on Republic Day and came clamoring onto the Red Fort, saying that, oh, you pushed them into a corner. Same lot, viewers. And what happened to those cases? Does anyone know, viewers? Anyhow, Dr. Ranganathan, I'm showing you these pictures. The minister comes out. All of this is captured on camera, Dr. Ranganathan. The minister said these are all innocents. This is black and white evidence.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. There was one issue on which I was prepared to talk of, but with the passage of time, now there are three. So please permit me an additional 1 minute. I know Mr. Abdul Razak Khan is also waiting. I hope he would have the patience to please allow me to complete what I'm going to say, because three things have happened. Number one, I think Tehseen, who today must be an off day, if he doesn't mind my saying so, his only defense is whataboutery. If BJP can let off people who have cases, then why shouldn't the Congress be allowed to? Why shouldn't anybody be? That is his defense. Number two, and unwittingly, he's kind of supported you, because if your channel brought out the fact that BJP also removed cases and now the Congress has removed it, you are being objective and neutral about what you are pursuing as news. So that looks good on you. So congratulations on that front. Number three, I think this is an absolutely unacceptable rogue law that the state governments are allowed to remove the cases that are already being processed or in the court. Every state government does it. I protested when the Yogi government did it. I protested when Kamal Nath government did it, withdrew 50,000 cases. But then the Congress was quiet. Every government does it. No government should be allowed to do it. It is a calamity. It is a murder of justice, especially when the case is being heard in the court, as was the case in this case, and the NIA had denied bail because it was a serious offense. 12 policemen were seriously injured, a temple was desecrated, vehicles were burned. It was a full-fledged riot that happened. And for the Congress to remove it on the pretext that BJP also does it, I'm sorry, it doesn't wash. But here now, let me come to this issue, because the specifics of politics will always go on and political will go on, but we have to understand the psyche, Rahul. And this is what is important for your viewers. And please allow me to say this. You say it was Jinnah who said, if I do not get a divided India, I will have a destroyed India. He managed the former. But I think with this appeasement bogey, we are determined to realize Jinnah's other dream of a destroyed India, because Muslim appeasement comes in three phases. Let's understand the psyche. One, the first phase is welfare. The second is wokefare. And the third is warfare. And I'm afraid state governments, central governments cutting across ideology and party lines have breached all three phases. And if we do not act now, we are going to realize Jinnah's second dream. What do I mean by this? One by one, let me go very briefly. You have welfare when a party wants to appease a specific vote bank, in this case Muslim. On the pretext of welfare, it goes selectively. So you have Hajj subsidies, iftar parties, you have madrasas being run by the state, even though it's a secular state. You have salaries being given to thousands of Maulvis. You have 4% blanket reservation for Muslims being taken out of OBC quota. You have UGC funding minority Muslim institutes. That is what happens on the pretext of welfare. Then we progress the appeasement bogey onto wokefare. Now, this is very dangerous, because this leads to the third, which is warfare. What do I mean by wokefare? You would have, for example, self-loathing being internalized, force-fed onto Hindus. So you would have Mahatma Gandhi saying that, look, if all the Muslims were to kill all the Hindus, we would be ushering in a new world. You would have Nehru fearing Hindu revivalism on the basis of just consecrating the Somnath temple. You would have Nehru saying that on the event of a communal riot, my first blame would be onto Hindus. And this is what happens when you have then roads being named after invaders and barbarians. Aurangzeb, Tipu Jayanti celebrated, Shah Banu judgment overturned. This is placation. You have Bakhtiarpur not being changed. This is trying to have a virtue signaling wokefare system. That then transfers itself to the most dangerous one, which is what we are seeing right now, which is warfare, which is openly terrorists being let out. You had similarly a very recent case of Tamil Nadu government going against the Supreme Court judgment that said do not give bail to the Coimbatore bombers that killed 58 innocent people. But the Tamil Nadu government freed them. You have similarly, as Shahzad mentioned, more than 100 PFI activists being let off by the Congress. You have the Congress minister defending Simi in court. And you have right now riot accused being let off. This is warfare. And I'm afraid if the state does not open its eyes right now, if we don't, we have welfare, wokefare, warfare, all the three appeasement levels breached. And the only thing we would realize is Jinnah's dream.
Well, viewers, it's a serious situation, and let me also update you since Tehseen Poonawalla brought it up, the Karnataka High Court had then gone on to stay the Yadiyurappa government decision on these dropping of 61 criminal cases against ministers and MLAs. In this case, ministers and MLAs, viewers,
Yes.
some of them charged in political crimes. Not that that's an excuse to withdraw these cases, and I pointed them out to you, viewers. I told you about that in detail.
Rahul, I want to ask you in
The
humility.
point is, one second, let me bring in Mr. Razak Khan. Let's respect his time also.
How is rioting and hurting a SP of police political?
One second.
That's
I'm not
gundagiri.
saying, I'm saying that some of them, I'm not
the
saying
High
all
Court
of them.
wrong in
Please,
saying it?
Tehseen, please, let's not nitpick like this. I have come clean. I began by saying
How?
the
How am I
BJP is
nitpicking?
equally
I-
guilty.
I-
If
I-
your
I
excuse
I
is that they also
congratulate
did
your
it.
channel's journalism, but
Rahul,
I'm
give me
saying
also
it
an
goes-
opportunity.
No, what is the
No,
problem?
no, Rahul, let me also now. Rahul,
Yeah.
Rahul,
Go
one
ahead.
line to me also now.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Rahul, since Tehseen is pointing out so many hypocrisies, Jan 2, 2024, Siddaramaiya, criminal always a criminal until acquitted by court in the case of Car Sevaks of 1992. October 11, 2024, Karnataka government withdraws 2022 Hubballi cases against MIM leaders. Tehseen Poonawalla, you are a very secular leader. You often speak a line against Congress party also. Now please tell me how come this double standard, one set for Car Sevaks who are not rioters, and second for rioters with NIA cases against them, you have a different standard. You explain your double standard. CNN has shown both cases. BJP case also, Congress case also. Now you tell me how Karnataka
Can I
CM
please
has
answer
two
that?
languages, one for Car Sevak and one for Islamists.
Can I please answer that?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Okay, thank you. There are two facets out here. Number one, if there's somebody who has an NIA case, the state government can't opt it. NIA is a central case. That's first fact. These were cases by the state police. In either case, whether it is the state police of Karnataka in the earlier regime or now, or with Yogi Adityanath as the chief minister who dropped cases against themselves, which are very serious cases of rioting, of public disturbance, of arson, etc. In all these cases, I continue to stand should not be
Siddaramaiya.
dropped. Period.
Okay.
I accept it 100%. I
Okay.
think this shouldn't have
So then
happened.
tell me,
But
Tehseen,
I will
why
not let
but?
the BJP,
Why but?
I will
Why
not
but?
let the BJP give me a lecture
No, but
that
why
drops
but?
cases.
Now let me ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla.
Why should
Since,
the BJP
since
give
you
me a
didn't
lecture?
say, you didn't begin,
I will answer
hang
you
on.
100 times. Who's
One
the
second,
BJP
don't
to
speak.
answer me?
1 second, don't speak over me. There'll
What
be
were the
just a
cases
mad rush.
against Honorable Yogi
Okay,
Adityanath?
great. I just want to say one thing, viewers. When I asked Tehseen
Rioting,
Poonawalla, after
arson.
listing, 1 second, the BJP's foibles, after listing them in graphic form on your screen, saying even they did it. When I asked Tehseen Poonawalla, he listed. He didn't say condemnable. I condemn what the Siddaramaiya government has done. He started listing
I think
the
no one
same
should do
things.
it.
1 second. The same things that I brought up, viewers, as if that was two wrongs make a right. It doesn't, viewers. That is the reason why the Congress party is not getting voted back to power in any state for almost 17, 18 years. You can't say they did it, so we can also do it. They set the bad precedent, so we'll follow it. Viewers, this is the difference. You want to make a difference. You are entrusted with government. Remember, this is the same government, viewers, where after a Rajya Sabha election, behind a newly elected Congress member, there were people shouting Pakistan Zindabad slogans. And there were some fact checkers who were saying, no, they were shouting other names. Finally, forensic reports came, viewers, to say, yes, in the assembly, outside it, these slogans were raised by Congress members. Pakistan Zindabad. There's something that Dr. Ranganathan is showing us. Yes, what is this, Dr. Ranganathan?
Just to slightly correct Tehseen, my good friend, let me read it out. The 2022 Hubballi Riots case, the special court for NIA cases refused to grant bail to 107 accused. So NIA was involved, Tehseen. Just a small correction.
Okay. Let me just bring in Mr. Razak. Mr. Razak, it's fundamentally this. There is a special vote bank that gets special privileges. We have seen the examples here. We've even seen the fact, and I want you to put your hand on your heart. And I want you to explain to me why, for example, should the Congress be tying up with something called the SDPI, which is the political wing of the PFI, the same PFI that sent cadre viewers not only to take action here in India against RSS, BJP, other political opponents, but also plant bombs against civilians and export some of their cadre to ISIS. Mr. Razak, explain.
Sir, first of all, it is not about a vote bank, it is not about appeasement, it is not about a community.
It's
There
about
were
justice.
recommendations to withdraw 66 cases of which, let me please, there were recommendations to withdraw 66 cases of which 43 have been removed, withdrawn, of which the present sitting MPs like Dr. Sudhakar and MLC like CT Ravi, Somanna is a present MP, Basangoda Patil Yatnal is an MLA, Renuka Charya. You know what he had said? Renuka Charya was a former MLA, BJP MLA. He said that, if you go into any masjid, you will find ammunition, you will find bombs, you will find guns, all these kind of communal, provocative speeches. There is cases about, many different cases. I'm saying even BJP has benefited out of the withdrawal of these kind of cases. But now let me remind you, every government has done this, including Gujarat government.
We all began with that premise. I also said so, but I'm asking you specifically about your government, sir, the one that you defend. I'm asking you. No, please, look, don't go over. Listen, we have limited time, but don't keep going over territory that we've already
Sir, I understand
traversed.
your limited time. Sir,
No, I want to show you those pictures. Show the pictures. Show those rioters. Are those rioters innocent, sir? Look at your screen.
Go this way, Rahul, please.
Look at your screen.
Please. No. Please allow me at least 2 minutes.
There, go
I
on.
have patiently listened to all your panelists. Now give me just 1 or 2 minutes at least. Sir, Hardik Patel was anti-national. Now he is in BJP. Cases against him have been withdrawn. Public property was burnt. Gujarat public transport buses were burnt. Paresh Mehta case, Karnataka. DIG's vehicle was burnt. Cases have been withdrawn. 385 cases benefiting 2,000 individuals during Basavaraj Bommai and Yedurappa's government. Home Minister house was ransacked.
Mr. Razak, sorry.
Of the Home Minister's house.
No, Mr. already brought out these facts. You're preaching to the
this is called
converted.
a riot.
Can you tell me, do you agree with the decision today about releasing these mobsters? Yes or no?
Definitely, yes, sir. They were innocent people.
Oh, wow.
Just because BJP wanted to make a political point,
BJP
innocents
wanted
were
to make a
arrested.
political point. There is visual
256
evidence, my dear
people.
friend.
Sir,
There are
UIPA
people,
Act.
there are policemen
There is
who have been
IPC
beaten,
section
and
for arson
Tehseen
and
Poonawala
rioting.
is saying that it was the best decision.
There is IPC section for arson and
Okay.
rioting.
May I please-
This
Viewers,
does
we
not
can't
involve
argue
UIPA
against people
Act
who
at all.
refuse to see the truth.
One
I
line.
can't have a conversation with someone who's
One
I want to
blind.
make a point.
Yes, make your point.
One line.
Yeah,
One
Shahzad
line,
Poonawala,
one
make
line.
your point.
Rahul, one
Make
line.
your point. Yes.
Rahul.
Again, I'd like one line.
Yeah.
Rahul,
I
Yeah.
would like one line after that.
Yeah.
Rahul, the Renukacharya person that has been quoted who said that objectionable thing about masjid, he has recently met minister from Congress government and he has been hobnobbing with Congress for a long time. Point number one. Point number two, please ask him. I asked the principal. Siddaramaiah says innocent car sevaks should be treated as guilty because there's case on them. But MIM people who have serious cases who are denied bail, as Anand Ranganathan has quoted, for Abdul Razak and for Congress Com, they are completely innocent. How come Congress Com considers them to be innocent and they consider car sevaks to be guilty before being tried in a court of law? How come the double standard, one for set of car sevaks of Ayodhya and different set of principles for those vote bank that matters?
Tehseen Poonawala is one community above the law.
See, I don't think that's the case, but I would like to make a point, and I would like, via your medium, to ask my friend Anand, who's very objective, a question. And Anand, I want a yes or no, like you asked me a yes or no. Yes. Anand, if there's somebody charged with the following: charged to attempt to murder, this was when IPC was there, IPC 307, criminal intimidation 506, 2 cases of trespassing burial grounds, which is 297, 2 cases of rioting with deadly weapons 148, 3 cases of punishment for rioting, which is 147, 2 cases for promoting enmity between communities 153A, 2 cases for defiling pieces for place of worship, which is 295. I am asking you, Anand, somebody with these serious charges, yes or no, should cases be withdrawn against them? Yes or
Can I
no? Just
answer?
say yes or
Are you
no.
describing Shaheen Bagh protesters?
Yes or
Are
no?
these Shaheen
Yes or
Bagh
no, like you do.
protesters?
Please allow.
Yeah, please.
Are
Go
you
ahead.
describing
Go ahead,
the
doctor.
Shaheen Bagh
Go ahead,
protesters?
doctor. Let him respond. Yes.
No. No.
Yes or no?
I think there's some audio issue, Tehsin,
No.
because you did not hear me. I said it's a rogue law. No state government should be allowed to withdraw a case.
Correct.
I was the one first
Correct.
So
protest.
viewers, let me just
Correct.
step in. Let me just step in. All
Correct.
this,
That's it, I
all this
understood.
attempt,
So now-
all this attempt at, no,
so
one
now,
second, please.
come on,
I'm just
Rahul.
cutting through, please. I need to move
Come
on
on,
also. There are
Rahul.
other
So
guests
unfair. The
waiting. No,
debate,
no, please.
you have
I've
to
given you
allow us
enough
to get a
chances.
point in, yeah?
All you guys are doing
No,
very
you haven't.
tactfully
This was my
is
point that I
citing
was
the
making.
past, the past, the past, the past. That is
No,
what
I'm
you're
not
doing.
fighting the past.
Yet
I'm
you
making a
accuse,
point.
yet
Please
you
allow
accuse
me.
Mr. Modi of citing the past. You say
Please allow me
Mr.
to
Modi
make just
talks
one
about
point.
how
I'll be
the
done by
Congress
then.
let down the country for 70 years, blah, blah, blah. He shouldn't be doing it. He should answer for his crimes today. I'm applying the same yardstick to you both, Mr. Razak and
point.
Mr.
Allow me to make
Poonawalla
my point.
Tehseen, and I'm not getting the answer. All I'm
Please
getting
allow me
is
to
somebody
make my
saying
point.
they did it. So it's fine.
Okay,
We can
I
also
just
do
want
it.
to-
If that's the way you want
You're
to
not
run this
allowing me to
country,
make my
viewers.
point.
But one second. If that's the way you want to run this country, fair enough.
No, I'd like
It's a
one
call
point.
that you've taken.
I allowed my chance.
I'm moving
Please allow
on.
me.
I'm moving on, viewers. We need to go to another very important story, and it continues in the same vein, really. Unidentified miscreants vandalized the idol of goddess Durga installed at the Nampalli exhibition grounds in Hyderabad, Telangana. The idol was part of the annual Devi Sharnavaratri celebrations organized every year by the Exhibition Society and its staff. Reports suggest that the vandals broke off the idol's arm. You can see those pictures. The miscreants also scattered puja materials and removed the barricades surrounding the idol. The vandalism occurred after the police left the exhibition grounds, who were stationed there until the conclusion of a Dandiya program. The police suspect that this act was the work of a vagabond. Now I'm going to go across to Madhvi Lata, who contested from Hyderabad. There's also Dr. Anand Ranganathan. I'm going to bring them both into this conversation. But first, let me begin with you, Madhvi Lata. The pujari has come out and he has said, or the treasurer or somebody from this temple has come out and said, one lungi-clad miscreant entered the mandap to steal the sari. He broke the hand of the idol. He appears to be a roadside vagabond. The police have all the evidence of culprit has also been apprehended. Now, you were there at this particular site. First of all, tell us what you saw and what have you come away thinking?
See, the most surprising thing for all of us is, this is in Nampalli constituency, which comes under Hyderabad capital city. And in this, we have something called exhibition grounds. For the past 46 years, the committee of the exhibition grounds, along with the basti, which is behind the exhibition grounds, the slum area, people together have been establishing and they've been stapit kar rahe the Mata Rani during this Sharan Navaratri, that is the 9 days Navaratri that we celebrate with Mata Rani, Mother Goddess. And to all our surprise, the vandalization of temples and idols has become so rampant now that to the extent that today in the early morning hours, exactly at 3:20, when they have seen that the security guard from there has gone for his nature call, immediately a fellow who was watching this has gone, disconnected the electrical connections, broken the cameras nearby, and he has broken the idol of Mata Rani, removed this sari that was tied to her, and he has messed up the whole environment. The most surprising thing is, as ever, regularly, Telangana government and the police departments have been saying that he is a drug addict, he is a boozer. And I am surprised for how many times that these people will bring in front of us mentally handicapped people, drug addicts and boozers, bring somebody else, drunken fellows who are not actual culprits who have done this. Do you really think, Rahul ji, somebody with this state of mind will sit, watch properly, the person to go for the nature call, the watchman, go then disconnect the electrical connections, switch off the lights, specifically he knows.
Well,
And he has done this.
no, so,
For
so
how
you-
long should we Hindus just keep quiet?
Okay, one second. So you're doubting the official version. You believe this was premeditated and not the work of some vagrant or inebriated person or somebody who's mentally challenged. Is that what you're saying?
No, definitely not. We all know, we all have common sense. Do you think that any boozer or drug addict would do such an organized, and he would know where the lights are, he would exactly know where the cameras are if he's come for the first time? Hey, somebody who knows the place, who has been planning for this, and for which we have not kept quiet. We have approached the committee of the exhibition grounds, and we have demanded that we need a temporary structure kind of a thing around the mother goddess, and it should be under lock and key properly, given to the person who has been taking care of 46 years the Mata Rani Puja. This is the answer we want to give. ईट का जवाब पत्थर से देना चाह रहे हैं, और पत्थर का मतलब हमको है कि we would want Mata Rani's place to be kept secured, safe, and with all its purity, so that these kind of a thing people would not dare not to do again.
Okay, so you're not advocating violence when you say ईंट का जवाब पत्थर. You say that you want a sort of enclosure built around the Mata Rani, because violence, of course, surely begets violence, and there must never be a tit-for-tat response under any circumstances. Now, Dr. Ranganathan, you see, this all prompts the question, and many times we have seen pandals or puja processions being targeted, and usually the response is, oh, they were passing a mosque, and we objected to the fact that some slogans were shouted, and I'm sure in some cases they might have been shouted, which raise the hackles of the inmates of the mosque, or even a locality where maybe there's a preponderance of Muslims, etc., etc. We've heard those responses, but here the violence is unprovoked. So, I mean, what is this? What do we take of it?
A couple of points out here, Rahul. First of all, this is happening with alarming regularity. Yes, of course, one would have to prima facie believe the authorities. I would say there is no other choice when they say that the person who did this, the criminal, was mentally disturbed.
No, we don't know, because no one has been apprehended, by the way. This is just a conjecture from the CCTV footage.
Okay, right. Right, but I mean, in many incidents, it has turned out, call it convenience or whatever it might be, that the person who vandalized Hindu idols and gods or desecrated temples was mentally disturbed. I mean, that's the normal, it's almost a cliche now. A couple of questions out here. How many other religious places of worships have been likewise vandalized and other gods vandalized by such mentally disturbed Hindus? I would like to know. Why is it only that Hindu idols are vandalized and desecrated and the people who are desecrating it are mentally disturbed? That's point number one. Point number two, and I think this is very important. One must go to the bottom of this, because as I said, and I used the phrase alarming regularity, you yourself alluded to the fact that during the procession, the religious procession, especially festivals, you had Ram Navami procession, you had Ganesh Chaturthi, scores of cities, you have stone pelting, you have worse, you have communal riots happening on the places at the routes where the procession is taking place. And the pretext, as you rightly said, always is, oh, why is it passing through a mosque? In fact, the Chief Minister, sitting Chief Minister, said, why is it passing through a Muslim area? As if there are areas where Hindus can no longer go. The question I want to ask is, it is not about Muslim mosque or Muslim areas or mosques. There are ample instances where Muslim processions, including Tazia, have provocatively stopped in front of Hindu temples, brandished swords. There was one almost the last Muharram procession, and being provocative. The question is, when you are absolutely silent about one aspect and selectively highlight something else, you have a propaganda and an agenda to run, and that must be exposed, Rahul.
Well, let me go back to, it's a fair point, some would say. Let me bring in Ms. Madhvi Lata. I mean, obviously violence is not the answer to violence, and of course there should be no tit-for-tat response under any circumstances. That's dangerous and undesirable, Ms. Lata. But I want to ask you, why would a pandal that has been installed there for decades suddenly be targeted? I can't seem to understand this.
No, this is not after all these years. If people know the history of the old city, so-called the Hyderabad constituency, Every day such things are happening there. Now people have, there was once upon a time Badam Bal Reddy ji, Ale Narendra ji, who all fought for this cause. And the purpose of this is only to constantly put Hindus demotivated and disheartened. But let me just answer to the entire nation for the people who are trying to do such kind of acts. It's high time. We are not going to keep quiet. At the same time, what you rightly said, Rahul ji, we are not going to answer back through violence. We are going to answer it through very strongly and with a lot of with sturdiness, that we are going to raise temples on temples, temples on temples, temples on temples, to show that how strong we are. And we still believe in Satyameva Jayate. And we believe in ahimsa. We are not going to do the kind of an act that you are doing, but we are going to raise so much that it's going to be filled with the temples in this country. Dare not touch. Dare not touch
you want to assert your rights to practice your faith in the face of what you believe is intimidation. That, of course, is the BJP's point on this, viewers. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Yes, before I move on. Yeah.
I wholeheartedly echo Madhviji's, saying that we are going to raise more and more temples.
As long as they're not under state control.
I know, that was the point that you made, but I was about to make. Does she then support the abrogation of Places of Worship Act?
Well, look, okay, so, that's a whole different now. That's a whole different story. So let's not go down that route. Not because, viewers, it's not an important issue. It's a very, very important issue that has been raised by Dr. Ranganathan, and I would really like someday for a government minister to come and answer this question with a timeline, to be honest. Now, apparently the NDA has even a majority in the Rajya Sabha, so this is something that needs to be looked at. But viewers, the threat continues because it's not just idols that are being attacked, of course, in India, but this is also happening in Bangladesh. That's where we are most used to seeing this happen, and this is for all those in the Indian ecosystem posting pictures of how Bangladeshi Muslims were compassionately shielding Bangladeshi Hindus to deny reports that the community was facing a wave of religious bigotry that threatened their existence. Now I say to these apologists that they must watch these pictures exclusive to CNN News 18. They depict how Durga Puja festivities have been hijacked by Muslim groups singing, quote, Islamic revolutionary, unquote, songs from the Pandal stage. Yes, viewers, this is a Durga Puja Pandal. But instead of the Hindus, it is Islamists who are on it, singing Islamic songs. The Hindu devotees are helplessly looking on, too scared to object. As we know, the consequences for speaking up can be deadly in Bangladesh, where ever since 1947, the Hindu population has dwindled to a shade under 8%. Chittagong police confirms this latest affront to Hindu religious sensitivity, saying that these, quote, jihadists, unquote, want all Hindus to convert as they don't approve of the custom of, quote, infidels, unquote. Listen to the police officer. Okay. I have his quote. Let me just put that out. One of the arrested accused said they don't like idol worship. It is against Islam and brings bad luck. The accused gave the attendees the option to accept Islam and reject the customs of infidels. And they did it from the stage, viewers. What to make of this? How long can Bangladesh and its ecosystem in this country deny what is happening on the ground? And is the denial actually enabling this virtual genocide that is presumptively going to happen? Let's ask some questions. Let me bring in Salim Samad, Bangladeshi journalist from Dhaka. Dr. Ranganathan is also there with us. Mr. Samad, what are we seeing here? We are seeing what is basically an instinct to tell people from another community, if you don't like our way, then either we will have no option but to not tolerate you, or you convert. This is living, breathing example of Hindu phobia in your country, sir.
Thank you for having me, Rahul. I am not a patriot. and I am not a nationalist. So you have to don't misunderstand me. And I will not defend anybody. I don't belong to this government. First of all, it's very unfortunate that this thing has happening for years. And this is a new phenomenon which has come into the mainstream media since yesterday. And of course, as you have saw, that yes, it is true that there is they have there's some Muslim group, musical group. In fact, they were invited. There are evidence to prove that they have been invited to perform on the stage, and they started singing Islamic song as you have mentioned, and according to the video, which is true. And the police has cracked down on them, and many of them, among the 6, already half of them are arrested, and others are being hunted. And of course, the Puja committee leaders, many of them has been sacked. One of them has been barred in coming to the puja by the puja committee, nothing to do with the government. So this is another thing that I have to mention, because you mentioned about 1947. But let me tell you very frankly, this is an issue that has been, that this part of the region was divided in 1905 as a Muslim majority area, which became in 1947 Eastern Pakistan. The same territory became Bangladesh in 1971. So obviously you have to, I'm not saying you have to, I'm appreciating this. I'm very worried that the Islamic...
No, so because it is a Muslim preserve, only Muslims should live there. I mean, this is bizarre logic. And let me tell you, one second. You know, we shouldn't speak in certitudes. If these people have been arrested, then that's good, because perhaps they threaten the Puja Mandal committee to have them invited there. I don't believe anyone will call a bunch of Islamists to sit there and start from the puja stage and desecrate it. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of this response from Salim Samad?
No, I think one has to go beyond the response of the erudite journalist. And may I also gently disagree with you, Rahul, because there is absolutely nothing illogical or bizarre about it. This is not just bound to happen, this has to happen. Yet again, we are snaring the fundamentalists but sparing the fundamentals. It's not the fault of the people who went up to the dais and said, we'll convert everyone, don't do this. It's written in the Islamic scriptures. It's written in the holiest of books to purge idolaters, to kill everyone who's a non-believer. These people are simply following the fundamentals. So why are we accusing them? Because we dare not accuse the fundamentals. We are cowards. So all I say this, let us please open our doors and correct the historical wrong. All the Hindus of Bangladesh, please, for heaven's sake, just come to India. I'm fed up, absolutely fed up of the discrimination being meted out to them in Islamic countries. Absolutely fed up.
Of course, Dr. Ranganathan, here we have an ecosystem that wants the Rohingyas here, but they don't want the persecuted minorities. Unfortunately, that is the real problem. In fact, that entire ecosystem blocked roads for months together, viewers, in this country. And we allowed them. Because you see, we are so cringingly appeasing in our attitude. When someone did this recently, viewers, in Germany, they packed them into a plane and sent them back. Viewers, we have a problem in Bangladesh. The Hindus there are crying out for help. You, I, a lot of others can speak up. I bring this out. You can make it a movement, viewers, if you want, and put pressure on governments. I leave it at this, viewers. I leave that thought in your minds. Thank you very much for watching.
Lights!
Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma.